Hi guys, MrDogtod here, and welcome to the first in a new series of my honest reviews. And first up is Overwatch. So Overwatch is an MMO first-person shooter. It's set in 12 locations across the globe. Players can choose from 21 heroes to compete in 6v6 objective-based battles as either an attacker or a defender. Each of the characters has unique abilities, and it has maps which both complement and weaken said hero. So the story behind Overwatch is they were forced to fight the Omnicrisis, and while the world were grateful, they were eventually disbanded. While it doesn't have the richest backstory, it could be nicely expanded upon, maybe in future content with extra heroes, extra map locations, and maybe even some online shorts. Some nice videos to show exactly what happened after the Omnicrisis and exactly how the Overwatch were forced to disband. So the good points, graphically is perfect, although it does have a cartoony feel which you don't get so much anymore with the likes of Call of Duty seem to dominate that first person shooter market. I think the graphics are really good. I do enjoy that style. It is come more to the fore with games like Battleborn and Borderlands being one of the probably biggest influences on it. The gameplay is really smooth. You sort of move around the map quite nicely. There's no sort of there's this in the way and there's obstacles, and it just feels like no matter what side you play and however you're playing it, it is very smooth. The gunplay is good, the attacking movement is really good, and more importantly, heroes are unique. That each character feels different, and they can't be played the same way. You can't jump out as Agent 76 and start firing away using your healing, using your sight, and then just instantly jump to someone like Hanzo and play the same tactic. You have to be more of a sneaky character. It does have very good systems with it. These are attackers, these are defenders. You've got your tank heroes, your support heroes. A support hero can't be charging into the front of battle. They've got to sit back. They've got to be the healer. They've got to be the one to go, right, go over here, help them, go over here, help them. It's not a game where you just go, everyone just runs off and does their own thing. It's very team based. It's very objective based. It's so less Call of Duty, and it's so more a new style of game. Without the character progression as well, you can level up, great. You get loot boxes, which we'll come to very shortly. Personally, I don't like the loot boxes. I think they're a great idea. They're a better idea than every time you level up, you get a new weapon, you get a new this, you get a new that. This is geared up to players over the long run. Stuff like Call of Duty is geared for players to go in and go, right, I'm Prestige, I've got all the weapons that you can possibly get. You know, a new player coming in is gonna get dicked, really, in all honesty. They're not going to survive against people who have the best weapons, who have been playing it for so long, know the maps like the back of their hand. Yes, in Overwatch, once you do know each map, that's very good. You do know that if you sneak around that way, you can possibly flank, but the whole progression to get skill is completely out of it. Everyone starts off a level playing field, and it is about how well do you know the character, how well do you know the map, can you use their abilities correctly. And 9 times out of 10, you can have a level 5 who has learnt how to play as Hanzo beating a level 30 who doesn't know, say, Roadhog very well, who doesn't know how to use Zarya very well. And it comes down to that. And with so many characters, there is so much replayability to it. You don't have to go, oh, I'm only going to stick with this character, I'll never change. There is a way that you can just sort of, yes, have your favourite characters, but maybe next game I'm going to play as Zarya and just give her a go. I'm going to play as Tracer this time because I've never used Tracer before. Maybe even sort of play as Reaper, who they all have very good abilities. They all have very good skills. They're all very good for and against, but you can actually really make a character your own, or just go and choose every character, go until you find one that you can just blow someone's brains out with and hope that that will always work well for you. Okay, now getting on to the bad points. Each game is relatively short. You have a objective, maybe it's to escort the car, maybe it's just to capture the point, but I feel that each game mode it's over too quick. And while I do like fast, frantic action, maybe just make it a little bit longer, maybe a little bit more time to attack a point. You know, by the time you've actually had everyone go and attack it, you don't get that little bit of time just to say, right, let's organise the troops here and get into battle. So maybe just making the games a little bit longer, a little bit more time to complete each match. But as I say, for the fast, frantic, action packed excitement that it can be. I think it's only a little. This is a very, very minor niggle, and it's a personal niggle. So, I suppose moving on to something else that's probably bugging a few people: loot crates. Or loot drops, loot boxes, whatever you want to call them. They drop crap. Absolute crap. I'm sorry. I don't play as me. I don't play as Zaya at all. Yeah, I might want to give him a go one day, but at the moment I have a set of a few different characters I like to give a go. Even the likes of Roadhog. I've used him. I don't really like him, but I've used him, and I will use him in the future and try and get used to it a bit more. But what bugs me is that every time that loot crate opens, I will get a tag for Zarya. I will get this new skin for Farah. I don't use Farah. I will get a new voice for May, and I just don't use her. And it's annoying. That I would say a better way is to maybe... So, say I'm starting at level 0. I get to level 5, I've got 5 loot boxes. If I could just sacrifice all 5 loot boxes and just go, I want a skin for Hanzo because I like Hanzo, or I want a skin for Genji because I like Genji, or I want something to do with Genji. I want something to do with any of the characters I like, rather than everything that I get from those loot boxes being, don't use it, don't use it, don't use it. I've even had, I'm a level 15 now, and I must have had 6 duplicates of one of Torborn's voices. Yeah, okay, I get gold for that, and that's the only happy side I've got to it, is I've got a bit of gold that I can actually now buy what I want for my characters. But while I prefer that you get something out of progressing, rather than this whole, oh look, I've progressed, now I've got a weapon that can destroy you with one shot, even though you've got the same character and you can never have that, or you can't have that because you're not at my level. Yes, you get loot boxes, but please, can we have it so that we can choose at least a randomized for a character that we like to play with? You know, it might even be something we don't want for that character, but at least it's more of a chance than 4 things popping out of a loot crate for 4 different characters that we don't play. But once again, just a slight niggle, and something that can be changed in the future. Also, maybe this is something for competitive mode when it comes back in to the game. It needs a system where each side has 1 hero per player. So I'm an attacker. We are going for something along the lines of escorting the car. So escorting the car, all 5 players, plays Reinhardt. We steamroller in, we get our shields up, they can't come near us. You'll have 3 people guarding, say in Hollywood, 3 people guarding the entrances. The other 2 holding back to take anyone who comes over the top. Once that car is moving, you've basically got a 5-person shield around that car. Yes, there is going to be the whole need to back off because the shield, you know, the ultimate abilities or your abilities needs charging. But so what? You pull back for 2 minutes, you push back in with the shields again. And I just think that being able to choose the same character, it needs to be more like League of Legends, where only one person can have each character on your team. Yes, the other team can have the same character, that's fine, because else it would just get way too overly complicated. But per team, 1 hero each. Now, like I say, maybe that's something they bring into competitive. I'm not worried so much about the public lobbies, but it is something they need to think about. My other little niggle, and this is one that I know the community hate, certain characters really need to be nerfed a little bit. Bastion, for instance, he's too overpowered. You can have an objective. You can have one where you've got to go in and capture the area. The other team sets, and this is going back to everybody being able to choose the same character, you set 3 bastions up there, or even 2. Your team can't get through. They're just going to be constantly gunned down, because once he gets into his little armored tanky mode, whatever you would call it, he's just gonna walk all over everyone. That's all he does, is sit there and fire, and you will never get close to him. And to be honest, he doesn't fit with the rest of the heroes. The others sort of have their strengths and weaknesses. Bastions is, I don't know, more the fact that he's big. You know, he's not maneuverable, and that's not a huge weakness. And to be honest, he has way too many strengths. I mean, my personal opinion, the other character that I really have a hard time for and against, even when he's on your team, it's so annoying, is Reinhardt. You know, he has a shield, and yes, you can smash into that shield, but if you've got a team, 6 players around, well, 5 people behind one guy with a shield, and they can fire at you, but you can't fire at them, that to me just seems like you're never going to win that. that's a battle you just cannot win. So yes, Reinhardt, Bastion, please nerf them just a little bit, not a lot. Maybe make that shield a bit weaker. Maybe make Bastion, and then maybe make his attacks hurt less than they do at the moment. You know, I mean, I've come around the corner and been hit 4 times by him and died. You know, yes, I'm only his Hanzo. Yes, I'm only got 200 health, but you know, it's just there's something not right about the fact that you've got a couple of characters who are just crazily far overpowered to the rest. Yes, with their ultimates, I understand ultimate ability should always be to the point where basically you should die from everyone's ultimate ability. Even though Widowmaker's one is to actually see everyone for a shortened time for everyone on their team, which is a different type of ultimate. But it shouldn't be just. It's just a normal part of his. It's just one of his normal abilities. Why should his normal ability be so overpowered? So once again, small niggle can be changed in the future, but does slightly ruin games at present. So my overall verdict: Overwatch, I would give it an 8 out of 10. It's a very good game. It's enjoyable. It's brilliant in short bursts. I can't see me sitting there for 6-7 hour sessions on it, but definitely a couple of hours here, a couple of hours there, taking a break. I think it's because the games are so short, so you actually feel like you're doing more. So maybe like where I'd go off and do a mission on, say, Armor 3, might take me half an hour. This, in that half an hour, I've probably played 4 games, so I feel like I've played more of the game. Whereas with something like, say, Armor 3 or GTA, a lot of it is that getting to the place. So maybe that's a good thing. And I think with just a few tweaks, it could actually overtake Call of Duty as the big first-person shooter game. You know, especially on the for PCs, not necessarily for consoles, because I used to be the or Battlefield or nothing, but there are games out there. There are little gems like this. Obviously, £30 on PC. That's a damn good price for what you're getting out of this. 45 on Xbox and PlayStation 4 isn't a bad price for a new game, you know, and for what it is, I think it's a damn good one. I think people give it a chance and don't judge it on Call of Duty, don't judge it on any other standards of games. If they play it for the type of game it is, they will realise that this is a very fine game. It's very well made. Maps are beautiful. I'm actually playing it on low. You know, my graphics card will handle higher, but I'm just doing this on low just to show you guys that how beautiful it looks, even on low graphics. And I think, like I say, with a little bit more tweaks, this could actually be a 10 out of 10 game, and possibly one of the only first-person shooter games out there that I would say is perfect. But for now, it is what it is. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoy the gameplay, and I hope to see you out there soon. Thank you, and goodbye.